So cool. Okay. Well, I'm glad everyone's here. I know it's a effort, especially in the busy month of December, to take some time and spend on this. But the fact that you're here, that means, you're focused on growing with us and learning a little bit with us. Julie and I, we're having fun trying to help you guys. One thing that we keep learning from listening to Jen Hawkins and Melissa Eichenhorst, it's, the relationships with you guys, that's what's going to grow our team. That's what's going to make us each successful. So that's what we want to do, is to pour into you guys as much as we can and learn from you too. Because I think everyone has something to offer. There's certain things that we all have, strengths and weaknesses. So one thing that I actually was doing a devotion this last week, and it was applying, of course, to your faith and your walk with God, but I applied it also to Plexus. And the title was sort of starving your scarcity thinking. I know for me, many times scrolling through Facebook, especially at the end of the month, I see these, and let me say, I'm very, very thankful where I am with my rank. I feel blessed where I am and the income, paying for my own products. But I have goals, and it's easy to get frustrated when you're not moving faster with some goals that you're pretty set on and, that's attainable. So, you scroll through the Facebook posts and see all these promotions and you go, oh my goodness, they started after me, or they started before me, or at the same time, and they're already senior Ruby. And so many times I've had to stop myself from thinking that their achievement is taking away opportunity for me. And I'm going to read it because I usually mess up my thoughts. So I'm going to read what I wrote just because it's easier for me. But so how many times have we scrolled through Facebook to see someone else promoting in rank and felt a tinge or grip of envy or frustration because that person began Plexus at the same time or after you? While I'm generally happy for their success in Plexus, I fight the urge to think that their opportunity just cost me something, or that the result is fewer opportunities for me. Getting entangled into thinking the opportunities are scarce only create frustration and sometimes idleness with my own goals. I think when I get frustrated, I become more idle and sit back and thinking I'm doing something wrong, and I get caught up in things that don't matter instead of just taking the next step. So I don't want my motivation to come from that. I want it to be, that's just not sustainable, to be motivated by reaching that next goal because someone else did, or thinking that the opportunities are running out. Because here's the thing, and y'all probably already know this, but I'm going to tell you the reasons that I give myself feedback to alleviate that type of thinking. So thankfully we have a few things going for us to help us starve that scarcity thinking. So one, Plexus is a young company with explosive growth potential. Our comp plan is genius, so that when one does well, we all do well, we benefit. We only have about 300,000 ambassadors, and that is considered ground floor. Our products have a high success rate, and one thing we learned recently from, I think, an interview with Tarl was only 1% of our products are returned. That's pretty amazing considering our 60-day money-back guarantee. So the products are needed, they're consumable, and so it's not something like, everybody's going to get tired of buying the jewelry or the makeup, because it's something that people need. And we also have great leadership and resources if we're willing to learn from them. So the opportunity really is for everyone, just anyone that wants to take it, it is. So the things that I wanted to encourage us to do is, and that's, I'm asking you to join me because I'm going to be doing this too. Search for what we ourselves have to offer, finding your strengths instead of, we tend to look at our weaknesses and think that's going to hold us back. So instead of doing that, find your strength and say, what can I use that strength to further my business, reaching out to other people. And we can kind of discuss that individually if you feel like you have a strength, and how can you apply that to your business to make it income producing. We can go over those. But finding and then feeding your plexus why, and I guess what I mean by that, we've heard that where we're supposed to have our why and how important it is to come back to when you're frustrated. But I guess the feeding it is drawing off of that and creating dreams or goals off of that. Let that be your motivator. And then embracing the teamwork environment that will serve us well, and doing your part as a team. So you'll find, and you probably already know this, but plexus is very much, Julie pointed it out in one of her posts, that it just works better as a team, right? So you can get so far on your own, but there are just so many valuable resources and some fabulous people with plexus that we should be taking advantage of that. So it really should be a team atmosphere, and doing your part, finding something that you can do and do it well, speak up, I want to do that. I think that would be really good for the team. And affirming yourself and others daily, I think is really important. So those were my thoughts this week.
I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah.
I'm just going to introduce our guests. Some of you probably don't recognize Kim here for me, she's in the middle of the screen. Kim is a friend here from Colorado. She is Jen Hawkins level 2, and her and I, we probably all, there's a group of about 7 of us, I would say, here in Denver that get together once a month and have lunch and bounce around ideas. As soon as a new product's launched or shipping is changed, anything happens, we flood to a chat that we have and start updating each other. We also started doing our own opportunity meetings last year, just because we kind of felt like Jen was holding all the weight, and it was up to us to take charge of our mission and our goals and where we want our business to go. So Kim is definitely, and she's got skin in the game, like she's in it, and I love it. And she's yellow, for guys who know any of the colors. What is it? Blue, yellow,
green, and red.
Yes. I don't even know which one I am, but we know Kim is yellow.
I am yellow.
Like bright yellow. And that basically is saying she just wants to help people. Her number one goal in life is to assist somebody else. And sometimes to the detriment of herself, but Kim. Anyhow, I wanted to see if Kim could tell us her health testimony, and I'm sure she'll speak about her sister as well if you think about that. Brenda will. And your business, like how have you been running your business and how has that been going for you? Because I think everybody needs to hear the different stories on everyone else, because it's motivating, it's exciting, and hearing from someone different is always good for these guys because they're tired of us.
Great. I doubt they're tired of you. You guys are great leaders, and thank you for letting me be a part of this. I appreciate it. It's been fun being with Julie and learning from each other, and I agree with her 100% that we all decided that we needed to take some part of our business and building it and moving forward and not counting on the people that are above us all the time. We need to kind of cut our apron strings from them and fly. So my journey started about 2.5 years ago. I was thinking of the dates, and I started taking Plexus in July of 2013, so just about 2.5 years ago. And I just saw Jen posting and my direct upline posting about losing weight. And that really is what caught my eye. And Julie and I have had these conversations before too, where that's what has caught our eye in all of these cases, but now we know that it's so much more than that. It's overall health and wealth and the opportunities that are just so crazy that we oftentimes forget that we actually started it for weight loss. And so I started taking the products, and I signed up as an ambassador to get them for wholesale. And I was getting products for both my mom and my sister and I, but I wasn't going to let my mom take them until my sister and I had tried them out to make sure that they were safe and make sure that we weren't giving her, I don't know, witch's brew or something. So we started taking the products, and we started out on Plexus Slim and the Accelerator. It was the old formula of the Accelerator before there was Accelerator Plus. So we started taking it, and we started losing weight and feeling great. And so then we started giving it to my mom, allowing my mom to take it. And I was continuing to watch Jen's journey, and then I started seeing her posting about the financial impact of it. And I was like, what is there with this? But so continue down that weight loss journey, and 2.5 years later now, I forget that's why I joined it. And I'm down 40 pounds, five sizes, and actually a shoe size, and I can fit into narrow, like normal calf boots, which I have never been able to do. And so that is just really fun to be able to see those kind of side-by-side pictures. But what I have realized over those couple of years, and it didn't happen right away, and that's, kind of consistency. And when we're talking about our products working, they really do. I am a product of the product. I love them all. I kind of sometimes call myself like a product snob or a whore because I really love them all. But love the X Factor vitamin, the Mega X. My mom and my sister both take the Ease products, and my sister takes the nerve support product as well. But myself, I have improved my cholesterol, which is tremendous, and that's just from the Slim. And then I've also gone off of 5 different prescription medicines, which I didn't realize what a big deal that was, and I didn't realize what a mess I was physically. I just thought, okay, I need to lose some weight, and that's about it. But I had chronic heartburn all the time. I had IBS symptoms. I had heart palpitations that I oftentimes forget about, that I went to the doctor and had those checked out as well. And I was on hormone meds. I was hypothyroid, and I felt like, I call it PMS, which was like premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which I think is called PMS on steroids. I just wanted to rip people's eyeballs out, couldn't control my emotions, wanted to cry at the drop of a hat, and went to a doctor who specialized in hormones for female. And for a while I was pushing the hormones and saying, oh my gosh, this is what you need to do. I was, having night sweats and insomnia and all of those things that go with it that I just kind of chalked up to being an aging woman. And that was just what we had to deal with. And it did not, it was January of 2015, so coming up on a year ago, that I realized that all of those things had kind of stabilized. I had run out of my prescription medicine on my thyroid, but I still felt great. And then my hormones were really balanced out. I quit having bad PMS. I didn't have cramps anymore. And I didn't want to rip people's eyeballs out anymore. And I came off all of those medicines. I didn't have chronic heartburn. And I just went back to my doctor recently, and she's like, oh my gosh, everything that you've got is, all of my blood work came back perfect. And that is just due to, I totally attribute it to the consistent use of all of our supplements that we've got, the X Factor, Mega X, and the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. Don't go a day without BioCleanse, and the Slim. So I love our products. And, Julie alluded to this of just wanting to help people. And it's through this journey that I've learned about gut health and the association of gut health with different autoimmune issues. And that's really kind of what gets me all fired up and ready to go, because my sister suffers with autoimmune issues. And if you know anybody who has them or know anything about them, it always feels like if they have one, they have a dozen. They just kind of go hand in hand. And she has suffered with fibromyalgia and chronic debilitating pain for years. She's not able to maintain a job for a long period of time because she will go into what we call a flare and will end up missing quite a bit of work, and you can't run a business like that. And through learning about gut health, I realized that there's a connection between yeast overgrowth in your belly and these different autoimmune issues. And so that's really been kind of our focus, is making sure that her gut gets healthy, adjusting our diets so that we're removing the things that feed candida, which I call the devil in our belly, and really is kind of the trigger for everything that's autoimmune related. But because of our products and the pain relief products that she's been taking, she's been able to reduce her prescription medicines by more than half. And those are the ones that come with scary side effects that talk about suicidal thoughts and, death and all different kinds of scary things, which are just like mind-boggling when you realize that's what your family is on. So that's really where kind of my why comes into that, is being able to help her have a life and a quality of life. And it never fails when I start talking about her and her issues that I come across many people who are facing the same struggles every single day. And they live with this pain. And I'm convinced that I'm going to help save the world one gut at a time by, getting our products and getting people's guts healthy. And that really is kind of what motivates me. So that kind of goes into my financial part of this as well. I am yellow to a detriment, like Julie said sometimes. I just, in all of my life, have not been able to put my finger on what it is that I wanted to do until Plexus. And I've realized that, standing in the middle of an office just feeling completely helpless, all I wanted to do was just help people and make a difference. And through Plexus and through just being able to share our stories and all of the amazing testimonies that are out there, they're powerful words, and people need the products that we've got, and it's really truly making a difference. And so I actually just left my corporate job. I have been in the corporate world in a management position for my entire life, and that wasn't helping anybody, not even myself really, when it comes down to it. And so I left. The end of October was the last day of my corporate job, and so now I'm focusing full-time on Plexus and building my business and really sharing these products with everybody and trying to make a difference in what we do. I am silver, like this far away from gold. And so that's not anywhere where I thought I was going to be when I was going to quit my job. Like I thought I was going to need to be to emerald for sure. And what I've learned is that God's got this. I'm taking a step out in faith, and I'm supposed to be helping these other people, and the rest of this stuff will actually kind of come along with it. I just know that. And so that's my focus, and that's what it's really kind of my passion and where I'm going, and, getting the word out and getting more people on our teams to help is really what it's all about for me.
Yay. Thank you, Kim.
Yes.
I actually learned a few things in there, and I've heard you talk several times. So thank you.
Yes.
That's with everybody. The more often you give your testimony, the more pieces you discover about yourself that you may or may not have said before.
Yes.
So it's gorgeous. I wanted to open it up to anyone who had questions for you before we went on to the next section, because otherwise I'm going to talk for like 5 minutes. So does anybody have anything they want to ask Kim about? I don't know what she took, what her sister takes. I don't know, like, how do you have that much faith?
Right?
You're all silent.
Yeah, I was unmuting myself. Thanks, Kim. That was
of course
good. I'm interested. Julie's been telling me that you have some great daily things you do. Do you want to? Well, first of all, for some of you, like Lori, do you have any, being new, do you have any product questions? Anyone have any product questions before we move into her daily operations? Because product is, we're just definitely a product-driven company. So, No? Raise your hand. No? Okay.
So you were saying, I missed a little bit. You were talking about daily operations.
Lori, do you want to unmute yourself? Did you have a question?
Oh, I might have muted her. I'm sorry. Okay. Is she?
Go ahead, Lori.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. My father-in-law is texting me. I got to get him off my screen. He's asking me if I found the socks he left in my dryer.
Super important.
He was here staying with our son. So anyway, I'll let him know tomorrow I've got his socks. No, I was just going to ask, the one thing that I haven't ordered or really read a lot about is the mega something with the omega 369s. What is
Mega X.
Yeah, the Mega X.
Does your sister, so I have rheumatoid arthritis and hypothyroidism also,
Okay.
probably other autoimmune diseases. They do run in bunches, unfortunately.
They do. Yeah.
Does she take that? She found benefit in that? I mean, so far I've just kind of started with the basics.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this, that the Mega X, I actually take that because you're right. That's the Omega that's got 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7 in it. And I was just realizing today that I'm out because of the shipping, like you have experienced. I had an order that kind of went in the cracks. So I'm without my Mega X, and I actually feel pain in my hands today. But I just realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's from that pain. Or from not having my Mega X. My sister, she takes the Ease products, both the nerve support and just Ease.
Okay.
And the same Omega that is in our Mega X is in the Ease. And so she's getting the Omegas and the anti-inflammatory of the green lip muscle in her Ease products. So yes, she's definitely seeing some benefits, and that's where it was those products, really the anti-inflammatory part of that, that's allowing her to go off of her Lyrica and those types of things.
Right.
But yes, and then rheumatoid arthritis, you're right, that's autoimmune, and that really is where the triplex comes in too. When we added the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse to get our gut healthy, and then put the Ease products in there, it's kind of like that magic 4, if you will. And then she also takes the X Factor vitamin as well.
Okay.
So all of it is so fabulous for all of those items, or all of those issues, if you will.
Very good. Well, I just got my Ease yesterday when I got my 2 packets that I ordered a while back.
Yeah. and that one too, and you probably have heard it from Vonda, but the Ease products are the only ones that have like a loading dose on them, which means that you can start out with more and then build it up in your system and then taper down.
Yeah, actually, I don't think we've discussed that. Sorry.
Yeah. That's one of those things where it's like you can take, both my mom and my sister take anywhere from 6 to 8 capsules a day, depending on the days that they're having. Mm-hmm. And then if they're having really good days, then they come down just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I take 4 to 6 a day, and my mom, who has arthritis, takes 4 to 6 a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started out with the loading dose.
Okay.
I started out with the loading dose. I started out with the loading dose of 2 capsules 3 times a day, and I'm actually down to 1 or Ease a day, or twice a day, and then more if I need it. But and on the Mega X, Lori, my doctor told me that I could take my hypothyroidism medicine with my Mega X at night, and it really helps sleep, even better than what the Slim and the Triplex helps.
Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed sleep too is great.
Yeah. A lot of people say the combination of the ProBio and the Mega X at night, and that's what I do. I split mine up, 1 Mega X with my Slim in the morning and 1 Mega X at bedtime with ProBio, because I felt like for some reason I only did it one night with 2 Mega X at night, and I just felt like maybe there was too much going on for some reason. So
okay. All right.
I just learned that. I didn't know the whole Mega X at night thing, so I've switched all of Kurt's stuff. all of his stuff. So now I did the X Factor Probio Omega X for him at night, which I think, Kim, that was your suggestion.
Yes, that's definitely what I do, and I love it.
So he's now on 2 or 3 nights of it because, it was only not
We just talked about that on Monday or Friday. I don't know.
So you do your vitamin at night instead of in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but I have my husband do it, and she does it.
Yeah, I do it at night too, and that's somebody had said that the aloe that's in the in the X Factor actually helps your body absorb the probio and everything else that you're taking better because it's got the aloe in it, and your body you're in a rest time, and that's when you're recuperating, and so to get all of those kind of nutrients in there at night when you're resting is a beneficial thing.
Okay.
Well, I do take my X Factor vitamin in the morning. I think the vitamins would bother my sleep, but you just have to everyone's different. So
that's true. It's, definitely you want to make sure that it's not affecting your sleep. That's what we all want is better sleep. I sleep like a rock now. I did not. I used to have insomnia all the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll make a note of that.
This is all very individual, person to person, in a lot of different ways. So find what works for you.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. Okay, so Kim, do you just maybe 2 things you do that you feel like are income producing or?
Yeah, so this is one of the things that's getting, I'm needing to really pay attention to now, obviously, since I just left my job, but follow-up is key, and you can't follow up too much, and to the point where you feel like you might be bothering somebody, but until the door is closed, it's not closed. I have found that I just had somebody who signed up or is going to be signing up in the next week, and I have been working with her husband since April of last year, and she's a real sugarhead and has said that she definitely wants these products. But follow-up is key, and individual contact with them and reaching kind of out, sharing something very specific with them, not just posting on Facebook, which I have done religiously, from the very beginning when I started sharing these products. And I didn't start sharing until a year after that I started taking them. I wish I had started right away. So borrow a story from somebody else, but if you don't have your own yet. But follow-up is key, and making sure that I don't get lost in Facebook land, which is very easy to do when you can read all of these stories. And as Julie said, I just want to help people. So finding those stories that really kind of resonate with other people. Now I am pulling those stories out and I am saving them and I am putting them in buffer so that they get sent out, but I'm not getting stuck in Facebook and getting just enveloped in watching people's stories. Those are my 2 most important things, is making sure that I'm following up and not getting stuck in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Vonda about who you listen to in the car in your.
Oh, okay, yes. Sorry, I was like, what other ones are the ones? So
I knew you. I did blindsided you on that one. I didn't want.
I'm like, what is it I'm supposed to be remembering? Yes. So perfect. Like anytime that I can, I actually have turned my car into a learning lab. And I do the same thing in my office, and you can multitask and listen to these stories again and again and again. But Richard Bliss Brooks, he's the author of The 4-Year Career, he has made a program. It's an iPod or podcast that he is interviewing people who are successful in network marketing and multi-level marketing. And they have done it in 4 years. He has kind of put out this, a plan saying that for people to really make a business, it takes probably about that long. And he really focuses on people who are doing it by pouring into people, by doing it with integrity, and who kind of focus on personal development for themselves and really just kind of pouring into the relationships like Vonda had mentioned earlier and developing his teams. And so he has this podcast, and it's called The Hero. I think it's The Hero Call. And every single one of them are just amazing, and they're an hour long, and he asks the same questions of all of the people. And there is definitely a theme that goes through the whole thing, and there are maybe 5 consistent things. And so when you listen to those, you really start believing, I can do this. And it's not recreating the wheel. There are truly just 5 things that all of these people who have been extremely successful in their businesses do. And if we follow their lead and not recreate the wheel, we can do it. It's all just with integrity. And he's absolutely amazing. And the other podcast that I listen to is Sarah Robbins, which you guys have probably heard of Sarah Robbins. She has the book for Rock Your Network Business, or I think that's what it is. It's one of my very favorite books. But her and her husband also do a podcast that is, it's all faith-based, and they pray over people's businesses. They give, just kind of it's like a little Bible study on Mondays, but they also do a podcast. But I love where she's coming from, because she talks about it from a business perspective as well. And just kind of pours into that as well. So those are 2 of my favorites, and listen to them nonstop in the car. And what I have learned and how I get encouraged from those are extremely, it's positive, it's encouraging, it makes you not want to give up. We can do it. We can do this.
One thing Kim always talks about constantly, and this is a theme, like in all my time knowing her, a year and a half, is fill your time with people that fill you with belief in yourself. So anytime, you can tell when she's kind of struggling, because all of a sudden she has made appointments, lunches, whatever, we're all going to get together here and here and here. And it's okay. So fill your cup. You can't sit around and wait for to have an epiphany to be like, you're right, I can do this business. You just work. And when your cup kind of runs dry, you fill it back up again. And you need to figure out what it is that fills your cup so that you know how to repeat it. So that's a task.
It's good one.
Anything else for Kim?
No, thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
All right. We're just going to do, I have one more thing I want to go over, and then we're going to open it up to anything and everything. We have talked in previous calls about hope and about desire, and now it's time to move to the next stage, which is action. So we can have all the hope and desire we want in this world, but without action, we're not going anywhere. We're just dreaming. We're daydreaming. So when I say action, we can think very task oriented, and if we want, we can go over some of those after this piece. But what I find is people go, yeah, I did that post. Yeah, I sent them a message. Yes, I did this great post, and then I found this amazing testimony, and I messaged it to this person who has a similar problem going on, and I'm so excited for them. The change is so impactful, and it's not fake. It honestly, I know if you're doing the business for the reasons I think you're doing the business, that you feel that in your heart, but you have trouble putting that out your mouth. And that's the part that people connect with. They connect with that contagious enthusiasm. So I just kind of want to remind you guys that when you are emailing people or messaging people or talking to somebody about the opportunity, don't yeah, it's a MLM company, but it's so much better than the others. Go into it with passion and the love that you have, and then you know that you want to get out of this opportunity. I've walked into too many situations recently where I feel like Bueller, just kind of dull, flat. I'm like, no, ratchet it up a notch. So keep that in mind anytime you're talking about the products. About, Lori, you're brand new. I talked to this, I listened to Kim last night. She had all these great things to say, and she said this and she said that. It's far better than, well, I heard some good stuff yesterday. It's just feel it from your heart to your mouth. Make it happen. The second thing that it goes with action is consistency. And again, this does not mean every day, all the time, 4 times a day, Like, there is no method necessarily unless you create your own, but just be consistent, because what happens is there's a feedback loop. As soon as you stop being consistent, your audience kind of fades a little bit. And those that were even interested go looking, say, down your Facebook page, because at this point, this might not be someone you know, like, that you see every day. They go looking on your timeline, and they're scrolling, looking, you said something about something, and I don't know what it's called, and they're looking. If they have to go through that effort, they're moving on. They're like, well, I don't know what it was. I'm on to something else. Part of being consistent isn't just showing your faith in your love and your passion. Part of being consistent is being available and visual to the audience that is looking for you. So you also can't assume that one post that you did at 6 a.m. was seen by the person who was on at 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. because so many other things happen. Heck, when Paris happened and everybody's on with Paris, everyone's stuff in their feed, which is totally normal, got trashed. But things like that happen in people's lives that you're not a friend with. So if Vonda's good friend has something crazy happen, she has a baby, and there's like then that girl's post is going to go up in her feed much faster than mine that only has like 10 likes or comments. So you have to be consistent and keep posting so that people can find you when they need you, because their timing will not be the same. Their timing will be immediate. It'll be in years. It'll be in a month. Who knows? But just be consistent. So in addition to that, I try to be consistent when I'm with people. I don't necessarily sit and talk to my friends about the products I think they need, but I always have references. Oh, I was on this call for Plexus last night. I'm having this Plexus table at this boutique at my house on Thursday. I'm cleaning my house like mad. It has nothing to do with the products, but they keep hearing it. And when I tell you, I didn't even know this. I was at a random girls' night out like a week ago, and the girl said to me, I just can't market myself. You're so good at it. And I don't even know. I don't have the energy. And I looked at her and I'm like, I don't really market myself. Like, I mean, I might wear Plexus on my shirt. It's on my car, but I don't drive to school because I live too close. So no one sees my car anymore. And she said, everyone knows you sell Plexus. And I went, oh, okay. Well, I guess I did pretty good. But that my intention is first relationship, or find a way. I often find a way to make Plexus into the conversation without talking about supplements. It's more my job, working from home. It's some other way, but I somehow get them to understand that I'm the point person. You need something, you holler. So what happens? I go to another event on Friday, and I'm sitting with another ambassador who is not actively selling. She just more wholesale. And someone looks at her and says to her, I don't even know how she knows this. She said, I want to talk to you about that Plexus stuff. I want to hear about the business. And she turns to me and goes, you want to talk to her? I'm like, no, you don't. Make yourself the expert. Like, that even if you don't have the answer, you will find the answer. So put yourself out there that you're willing to do what you need to do, and be that face of Plexus. And hopefully it's a good face. It's not negative Nelly going down the street, but keep your chin up. So if you're running out of that action, that enthusiastic, consistent action, then let's talk about action items. I mean, your upline can help you. There's a million YouTube videos I did that November to Remember video with Melissa Eichenhorst, knocked my socks off. Like, I have, and I don't have it in here with me, 3 pages of notes from that. Crazy. So do your homework. Like, if you are looking for something, ask somebody. Find a peer to ask, find upline, find a downline to ask. Just start looking. So I just wanted to lead you from hope, desire, and now action, because we are working on our loop. You don't know it yet, but we have a loop. So I hope that, I hope that inspires you to know that there's a lot more tangible things you can be doing that are income producing, rather than hoping people come to you. Sometimes action isn't giving people product or telling them what they need. Sometimes action is just being visible. So that's all I got.
Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm cat sitting.
yeah, apparently. Your cat's orange.
So as soon as Nadia's back, I wanted to go over just a couple of things. But I know, Lori, you're new. A lot of this, I don't know if maybe a third of it makes sense what we're talking about. And, I know you're on Facebook. You see all kinds of people posting. And we're not saying that you have to post if you're wanting to reach out. I know, well, one of my new ambassadors, last month, I don't think she's on here. But, I just overheard her say something 2 months ago about an issue. And I didn't pounce on her right then, but I listened. So it's all about listening and observing and then caring enough later if the opportunity arises, or being bold enough to somehow say, hey, I heard you say that. This testimony made me think about you. So we're not saying, especially when you're new, you have to do the posting initially. It all depends on what your goals are. So don't be scared away that, being on the team, we're not expecting you to just go gung-ho right now with 4 posts a day or something like that. It is simply about caring, listening, and when you know someone that needs the products, reaching out. So, Nadia, where'd you go again?
I know. She's drying her nails. She's been.
I know. I was like, she's multitasking.
That's why mine looked like that.
I got to see mine.
That's pretty.
If it's fairly quiet in your homes, feel free to go ahead and unmute, because what I'm about to say isn't going to take long, and we can have some discussion when
Even though we're waiting on her.
Nadia gets back. Nadia. Okay. Well, I've been listening. You mentioned, Julie, I'm like you. I just am absorbing all these videos. Today I listened to kind of the basis for what I'm about to talk about with the Icon Horse team training. I listened again to the whole thing, and it's the Tamara Holloway, Kristen Abar, Jen Hawkins, and then I listened, Tim and Michelle Thomas, they had the Rock the Pink live, and they had Tarl on recently. I listened to that while I was soaking in the tub. I want the information, so I'm taking that time to seek it out, absorb it, and hopefully, we can, whatever you want to hear, we're going to tell you about it if you want to hear it. Okay, Nadia, unmute whenever you can, unless it's noisy in your house, but.
No, I've been going back and forth checking on my son. He's not sleeping yet.
Oh.
2.5 hours later.
You multitasking, getting your nails done.
Did my nails done, checking on my son. It's like my only me time I have here.
Well, appreciate you being here. Okay, so I'm really excited just after watching some of these videos. A lot of us coming out of November, we just like, all these things going wrong. And, new people, you're thinking, oh, this is what they're going to think of what Plexus is. When before the system conversion, we just, we had very few gripes, if ever, about customer service. They're awesome. Whatever you needed, they were there. So listening to Carl, they're unapologetic. No, that's the wrong word. They are apologetic. They're not sugarcoating the bumps. There's some major things going on, and they're not happy with it, but they're really trying to fix it. And Jen kind of alluded to in her interview on Rock the Pink Live that she knows of some things that are happening now that are really going to be taking care of the problems. A lot of money's being thrown at the issues to get us back on the road to what we're used to with Plexus. So anyway, I'm excited after listening to those about what's coming up in 2016. And I know I've been doing this 1.5 years now, and a lot of things I've wanted to do as a leader that I know would be good because the people that are successful are saying they're good and they're income producing and their team is growing like mad. But I've yet to really implement it, partly because I feel like I don't want to force it on people. And so I think I'm getting to the point, though, you start seeing who wants it. If you're here tonight, you probably want it. But after seeing, after our own experiences, observing people that are successful, some of the things that are happening that we want to implement. One is the 3-way and one-on-one calling. So we're going to kind of hit the reset button. I know I am with my team individually. I only have levels 1 through 4 right now. That's as deep as I go right now. So any ambassador that wants to, I'm kind of hitting a reset button, and we're going to do a step-by-step. Kristen Nabar has a great step-by-step 8 steps to get ambassadors off to a great start. So even though you've been doing it for a year or as long as I have, we're going to kind of pretend, role play over a phone call if you're not near me, and we're going to go over these steps and pretend, that you're new. And so again, just kind of hitting that reset button. And that way, what the goal is, one is just to, of course, build a stronger team and to help everyone get off to a really good start with 2016. But as we grow, and we just have to anticipate that we're going to grow, that if you want it, we're going to make it happen, right? So you're going to start having such a big team that you can't handle your level 4s. You really should be just dealing with your level 1s. Sometimes there's situations where that's just not going to happen. Maybe that your level 1's not working it, their level 2 needs you. That's going to happen. So the duplication effort, that is why we're going to do it. And so hopefully you guys are up for it. Anyone that's on my team, I'm going to be reaching out and going through these, but Tamara Holloway has really specific things she does on how to do a 3-way call as soon as someone joins. Even if they're just a wholesale ambassador, they're saying, I don't want to work the business, because most people will say that. They say, I don't want to work the business, I just want the money. I want the best cost. Yeah, give me the money. So
Show me the money.
So I think
I have a question. I had one girl, she asked me, she bought the Pro Buyer from me, and she says, how is it when I sign up? So I kind of told her, she says, I don't want to do the business. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. But I said, but you need to, turn on your auto ship, so you're commission qualified, if your mom buys from you, because her mom wants to buy it. And she says, I don't want to do that either. But what do you tell them, Vonda? I don't want anybody on my team it doesn't do any good for me. It's better for me for her to just buy the $35 worth of products for me. Yeah. Instead of her saying, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to turn anything on. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Does she understand she gets commissions on anything over?
Yes. I told her that. And she's like, I'm like,
Remember, Celeste did this to Jen for months, so let it go.
Is she only interested in the Pro Bio 5?
Yes.
So I would tell her that based on that, she doesn't really qualify for the wholesale. And after her 3rd month of ordering it as preferred, she would get the pricing that's almost close to wholesale pricing, and try to get her to go that way, because you're right. It doesn't do you any good. And she'll get better pricing at the end, and then she doesn't have to worry about moving the business.
Yes. And it's just, I've been doing this now for a year and a half. and I'm still not silver because it's like, I feel like some people, they're like, oh yeah, I want to do this. And then like one girl, she was really excited about it. Then she signed up. She'd never bought a
Welcome pack.
welcome pack. I mean, I try to, I write her like every 3 or 4 weeks. She never writes me back. I'm like, okay, well, you know, there's only so much you can do. And it's really frustrating. Then I have another girl. She was really excited. Her mom had trouble and she was using the the fast relief cream back then, and her mom was so excited about it. And then she just turned everything off. And I was like, what's happening? Well, I'm allergic to this and it just doesn't work. All right. What do you do?
Keep looking for new people. Bless and relief.
I'm like,
it is hard, but you know the reality, Naja, if you had her on your team, she would drag you down.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the reality. That when you have to convince people and coax them and then taking up all your energy.
and that's what I thought. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna let it go because it's really frustrating and it really brings me down where I'm like, you know what, this is because I love the products. So for me, what I've noticed, so I had like a toenail fungus for as long as I can remember. And I have tried everything. I mean, the doctors have given me like oral stuff, they've given me stuff to put on there, everything. And I would always keep it with nail polish because I was like, oh my gosh, it looks terrible. And now after the summer, I took my nail polish off because I would just take it off, put it back on. And I got a pedicure and I was like, you know what? They look normal. I have no more toenail fungus. It's gone.
Wow. So
Got the Lori Harrison.
you kept reading that in testimonies, and now you're the testimony.
I hope you took pictures of those gnarly.
I did, and it's so disgusting.
This is my first toes.
I can't talk.
Say it's a friend.
Say her name's Vonda.
But you know, it's amazing. It really works. And but it's so.
And you okay, so you're frustrated. It is about finding the right people. If you saw my list of people that have started and stopped, proportionally, it's, you know, probably not too far off from yours. So it's all about continuing to reach out. And I know you're really, really good at that. So, you know, if you're not finding new people, you know, we can just brainstorm. We can.
I know.
Whenever we set up a call, let's talk about that. You know,
Yeah.
how to find new market. So
I think that's my biggest problem, just because I just don't have the network in the U.S.
right.
So it's really hard to reach out to people just because I just don't know so many people here.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope we're going to open up in Europe sometime soon.
I hope so for you.
Because that's where my network is. So
I've got to find a new network too.
Well, maybe that's what we
I'm
need
at
to
home
do
all the time.
Oh, Vonda.
Yeah, we can. I'm looking for a new network too. So yeah, we're always looking for a new network, right?
Well, I need a new
But
way.
here's the thing: rarely does it work. The cold marketing thing. Rarely is it working because Plexus is so much about relationship. Weight loss might go quick with a cold marketing type. You know, you could get a few from, you know, for weight loss, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to health issues, that's about relationships. So
Yeah. And that's, I feel like a lot of people have a really big personal testimony. Either it's, I mean, weight loss, you can just see it. Like Wendy, I mean, her transformation is just amazing.
yeah.
So I've never in my life had to lose weight. So I can't take that. I don't have any health issues really that I'm off of antidepressants. So that's really good.
That's huge.
But you know about what 100 other issues that people have been helped with. So as long as you keep reading the testimonies, you're going to be ready when the next person says, I've got this issue. Maybe with your new part-time job, are you getting any interest there?
No, because I don't really see a lot of people because it's only 3 people of us that are in the office. So I'm not out.
Okay.
And we don't really have clients coming to the office because it's everything online. And the other girl I work with, she does Zeal. So,
Oh.
I know that one.
so it's, but I mean, my boss takes Plexus. I got him convinced. So
Good.
his
There you
wife. And they're really overweight. So I really hope that will help them just to make better choices in life and get him, because he's diabetic, and she just found out she has RA. So what did you say about the RA? They should take the E's, the capsules, Kim?
Triplex, triplex and ease capsules.
She muted herself.
Yeah. You're muted, Nadia.
Yeah, I didn't do it this time.
You did it.
Okay, I will let her know.
Nadia.
The triplex.
Yeah, triplex and ease.
Nadia, search for Sherry, SHERRI, spray, SPREY. She has a great RA testimony. She's in remission and off all her medicines.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
I friended her, and she's very nice if you have any questions.
I found her. Perfect.
Any intriguing questions, anyone? Pat, I must say you've been really quiet, Pat.
You have
I've just been listening. It's not really a question, but on the 20th of November, I signed my first ambassador. Yay, finally. And she's going to probably just do it for the business or just for herself right now. But after I started talking to her, she thought, oh, I know somebody who could use this and I can use this and whatever. But I called her a couple of days ago just to see if she got her packets and all of her information, which she has. And her question to me was, that Plexus pink stuff, does everybody get the same kind? And I said, yeah, why? Well, that stuff was just terrible. She says, I had to eat a spoon.
What?
Say it again? I had to
I
what?
had to eat it with a spoon. And I says, what are you talking about? What she did, and I know we have talked about how to mix it up. She took a glass of water, she poured in the Slim, stirred it, and it didn't dissolve. So she decided that stuff was nasty because it tasted like Jell-O, and it was bitter, and it was yuck. So, this is a warning. Make sure your people know how to mix the stuff up.
Who knew that?
We laughed for about a half an hour over that.
Awesome.
But she's got a lot of health problems too, and she started out with the BioCleanse. I just wanted to do the probiotic 5, and I talked to her and told her that she really needed to do the triplex just to get her going and getting her gut straightened out, because she hasn't had a bowel movement in quite some time because of all the medications that she takes. And that was one thing her doctor told her she wanted her on, was the probiotic 5 and the BioCleanse. So hopefully that will work for her and she will go on. But I just thought you guys would like a little funny story.
That's pretty good. Thank you for the humor.
And, you know, sometimes it doesn't get all mixed up if you just pour it in a bottle of water.
True.
I actually like the taste of the clump. I'm weird.
Oh, I don't. That
It doesn't bother me. I mean, I prefer to drink it, but I will chew on a little.
Yeah, I do too once in a while, but anyway.
Sort of like the center of a Tootsie Pop, right?
There you go. A little grainier, but
Okay. Well, Nadia, I'm going to send you the 2 videos that
Okay.
I've gotten you excited. I'm not great at showing excitement, but believe me, I'm excited.
you're really good in your written, though.
Yes. And I mean, Vonda, you've been so helpful. I mean, with every time I have any questions, I write Vonda and she will get back to me and she always she always says what I need to hear. So that's,
You tell my kids that.
also, I'm really pumped about Kimari
Mm-hmm.
because she is really excited about the business. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm happy to have at least one person
Yes.
that's excited with me on my team. And
Yeah.
she was over 500 PV last month. So
Yeah.
that
I wish
was
she was here to clap her on. Please let us know how she's doing.
yeah, she said her husband, it's probably allergic cat allergies, and so they're doing breathing treatments, and
Mm-hmm.
she said it's most likely really bad chest cold and cat allergy. They're going to give him breathing treatments and some other stuff. So
Sounds a little
Scary when you can't breathe.
better than
yeah.
I was imagining, open wounds or something. So this is
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm always I love these Zoom chats, and it motivates me to, get back up and just keep on rocking.
Well, now that you've got, how do you say her name? It looks like Duna.
Deanna.
Okay, so you had 2 active in November. If you can get 1 more this month,
I
and
know.
active, you get your $100 silver bonus.
I know.
Let's make it happen this month.
She's getting a PIC line. I don't even know what that is.
It's
Like
where they,
PICC.
yeah.
nice.
It's like a port type thing where it goes straight into your vein, right?
Yes.
And then they put in.
Line goes up into your arm. Yeah.
So hopefully she will still be excited about this. So, 'cause she says she has to be home recovery for 8 weeks.
She can work the computer.
That's what I tagged her before we had this in our team page too, if she has time to join us. But she has a granddaughter too that she takes care of a lot. So
Okay.